George Pickens has a lot of 50-50 ball highlights, but he's more than a 50-50 catcher. He just wasn't asked to do that a whole lot. And you said something on our show, Foots, and I think you even said it today, where you were like, go back and watch him. He open. Russ just don't want to throw the ball across the middle of the field because he's 5'9" and can't see.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to add something on what you just said, Scott. I think with Pickens, everybody has turned now into more tearing his game down into really studying how he wins. And John, you said this last week. Howie Roseman makes this move. Nobody talks about any of this, any of it. There will be no breaking down. There will be no, it will be, you know what? Philly is making their team strong. But when Dallas does it, it's, yes, we get the locker room stuff. It's been talked about ad nauseum. I mean, I'm pretty sure Dallas did their research on it, and they've done, and I'm guaranteeing you, Brian Schottenheimer knows, hey, you're tied to this, so you need to make this work. And he's not dumb. He's been around, literally been around the NFL for 25 years. So he's been around all sorts of characters. But again, in that tweet, which, John, I know what you mean now when people pick up your tweets and stuff and it just goes completely left because so many different publications and stuff. It was like I was having fun because I thought it was really cool. But in that tweet, you could see how Shotty's likable because it's authentic. And I'll keep telling people this about Mike Tomlin. Yeah, the quotes and everything you guys see on the internet is cool. But, I mean, I just have my own questions. And you're sometimes better off being a better coach is being authentic and being yourself. Shotty comes off as a person who's himself. And you said that, John. You said, this is who Shotty is all the time. Bro.
And his drink of choice is smart. I mean, it was 100 degrees outside.
Smart.
So you go with vodka and water. That's the way to go. So he's obviously
hey, look, he been around the block, John. He knows some things. Tito's listen, hey, Scotty, you come to basement homes, let's do it. And then also,
nobody said Shotty was in that cup. A Shotty. I was like,
a Shotty. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you now. It's a Shotty. Hey, and then I think what I just don't like is guys, it's CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. You don't have to. It's really those two. And what Dak said, more than he is more than he. We're talking about a guy who was playing football in 2023 with Mitchell Trubisky. What are we doing? So I just think that, it's funny. And Dak's just probably laughing at people and analysts because he's like, and you know what else, guys? It's very interesting how open CD and these guys and Dak have been about trying to get another receiver in here. If you read between it, apparently they were trying to get Kupp in here. Yeah, Dak sounds like he's 100% behind Pickens. We know CD's behind Pickens, so it's just interesting to me.
I think that players would be all on board for any big time players. It could be another edge rusher. It could be in a spot where you really don't necessarily need it. I think the players that's what I've gotten from Micah over the last year is it's the try and get the best possible players on all over the field. It doesn't have to necessarily be what's going to benefit me. Just make moves, and that's obviously what the Eagles have done, where it's not like the Eagles just focus on one area. They're trying to make that team in all areas as strong as possible. And that's the way that you do it. That's why I, in a way, think for just this season upcoming that it's probably better for the Cowboys that they didn't get McMillan, because they wouldn't have done this move for an offensive lineman. If they take McMillan there at 12, they're not going out and going, oh, we need another guard. They're going to go with the guards that they, the 1-year deal guys they signed in. They'll have them battle with Bass and Hoffman and some of those guys. And then that would have been it. There wouldn't have made any other moves, So this one, it makes sense. Plus, then you also get to use the 12th pick on an offensive lineman that will probably be in Dallas for a decade.
Yeah, it brings in good leadership. And this is also a move that's going to help Jalen Tolbert and Mingo fight for that third spot, or whoever else that need to fight for it. So, we're going to see the benefits.
And if it doesn't work out, you go into next year's draft and you're in the same exact spot where you're like, hey, we'll use the first round pick on a wide receiver because you let Pickens go, you move on from Tolbert and somebody else, and now you're kind of back where you were before. But at least this move gives you the position that, hey, you're trying for this year to be better than what you were going to be. So I don't have any issues with it at all.
Nope.
You know what Pickens is? Pickens is the player that John, you said it where a lot of people have said, well, he in the locker room, he may be this, that, and the third. But like players, it's one of them things like game recognized game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if you good, bro, players included, and they'll turn the other cheek. Like it is what it is. You're not gonna have guys coming out like, oh, Pickens is late. He need to be. Man, listen, if you gonna make plays, people put up with T.O. probably longer than they should have. If you're going to make plays and you're gonna help the team win, like what I did the other day was, if you could pull the schedule up, Sky, we could.
I really don't even care, to be honest with you, during the week. I don't even care about showing up late to a meeting or something. I'm talking about on Sundays. You can't be hanging your head if you're not getting passes and everything's humming on offense with everybody else.
Okay,
and get 15-yard penalties that are setting your team back. And you got to give effort, like on the run plays and stuff like that. You do all that stuff. The players aren't going to care about the other stuff. They really aren't, As long as on Sundays he's taking care of business, that other stuff of like, well, do you hang out with the guy outside of the facility? That stuff ain't going to matter. What do you do on Sunday?
Yeah, I think on Sundays he has to show maturity when and eventually it will happen. There's a bad day all around on offense. Because what I'm interested to see, and it sounds like he's not going to trip if CD's eating and Ferg's eating, Turpin might get some Blue and Cowboys win. I don't know that it doesn't sound like he's going to trip that much. Right, he's going to be in there, man, give me the ball and be in the malcontent. But if the Cowboys have 12 points, they kick 4 damn field goals. He's got 2 targets, 1 reception for 6 yards. CD Lamb's got 3 receptions for 10 yards. Then that's where it's like, okay, let's see how he acts and how he reacts and see if that growth is there. But I feel like if everybody else is eating, George Pickens would be fine as long as the Cowboys are winning.
Yeah, and this is what I did the other day, Sky. We got 500 people in here, by the way. Hey, guys, make sure all 5. Come on with it, Law.
Come on with it. Y'all hit that like button.
Yes, please hit the like button. Bet US all things. But then also, guys, add us on the podcast, please, and leave a 5-star rating. You can listen back to this. You can listen to John Machota, Skywalker Still, Law Nation. Next week, we'll start looking at the offense and how we feel after the draft, after free agency. Then we'll do the defense on Thursday. So we got some loaded stuff for you guys. And then obviously OTAs. John will be out at OTA, so we'll hit some of that stuff. And John will let us know what's going on out there. This is what I did, guys. I said, I went through every team's secondary. I'm like, okay, Philly secondary. 2 great players, but then they also lost Slay. Okay. Right. Dallas should be okay if they could block it up. They'll be able to move the ball. The Giants secondary. Didn't see nothing there that I like. The Bears secondary. Jalen Johnson. Okay. Green Bay, they've been kind of like not great as far as how they've drafted corner. It's been like they've struggled there. The Jets, they always put out a good defense, so maybe they may develop somebody. The point is this. It ain't enough secondaries in the league that have 2 great players. I can tell you right now, the Commanders outside of Mikey Sanders still is, Marshawn Lattimore. We see what happened with him. Mike Evans tore him up. AJ Brown tore him up. And those 2 aren't great route runners. You know what they are? Those are those big bodies that John said that the Cowboys and Dak Prescott need. Those are those are those guys. Yeah, don't give me no.
Do not get him started.
My point is this.
That boy did some scouting on some DBs, man.
When you look at the schedule, right, and then like look at Vegas, the Vegas doesn't have a corner. Like literally, that was my thing with them. I was like, you drafted Ashton Genty, but you guys literally got rid of Jones, Jack Jones. Like they don't have a corner that they can field. So the point is, when you start looking at it, and you have CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, and John made a great point about the size, right? Sometimes
you was burying the lead here, bro.
Give me a lead. Take it back, Sky. You got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. You glossed over the most important thing you was just saying there.
Yeah.
you just act like it was nothing. Yeah. If they can block it up.
Yeah.
brother, we need to make sure that gets secure first. All right.
Oh yeah.
Like don't get me wrong here. I love the fact that we got George Pickens and I love it. I think it opens up some things. But boy, Cuzzo, Terrence Steele, I need you this year, bro. I need you to get better. Tyler Guyton, I need you this year. We cannot have these weapons. When I say these weapons, Pickens, Turpin, Blue in the backfield, and we have to drop back 3-step drops and get the ball out in 2.2 seconds all over again because y'all can't hold up. So don't bury that lead. when you said you looking at the secondary, I'm looking at the defensive lines. I'm trying to figure out where we might find a scrub somewhere so we can get some momentum to block it up and get some confidence for these young bulls before we get into that gauntlet later on. That's all I'm saying.
Man, hopefully Terrence Steele jump back in his bag, man.
And I feel confident about Cuzzo a little bit because we're gonna be more purposeful in running the rock, right? And we got better coaching. But at the end of the day, we got to see.
So wait and see, man.
Yeah,
it is, and we all got excited. Well, I got excited with Tyler Guy in the training camp, and it wasn't good during the season. So I understand that part, Sky. So okay, Sky brought me back to.
I didn't mean to throw the water.
Man, he did.
I'm sorry.
Well, if you didn't do it, John was gonna do it.